Low porosity hair, high porosity hair. We hear these terms all the time, but what does it even really mean in terms of how we care for our hair? Hi, I'm Brie. I'm a natural hair care product formulator, and I simplify hair care so that you can build a routine without the confusion. Okay, so let's start first with what even is hair porosity. Hair porosity just means how your hair absorbs moisture. That's it. I have low porosity hair. So that just means that my hair takes a long time to absorb water or moisture. So a good way to check if you have low porosity hair is, for example, if you step into the shower and you put your head underneath the running water and it feels like it takes forever for your hair to absorb the water and get soaking wet, then there's a really good chance that you have low porosity hair. Okay, so let's talk about high porosity hair. So high porosity hair means your hair absorbs moisture so quick. So again, if you step underneath the shower and it's within no time before your hair is soaking wet, there's a good chance that you have high porosity. So now that we know the difference between low porosity hair and high porosity hair, why does that even matter? Okay, so let's hop into the science of it a little. So low porosity hair, if you want to think of it like shingles on a roof, is that your hair cuticle lays down flat. That's why it takes forever for moisture to get in, because your hair is kind of like a closed gate. Versus high porosity hair, the shingles are kind of raised. So it's so easy for water to get in, but the downside for high porosity hair is they're always open. So just as quickly as the water can get in, the water can get out. So the con about having low porosity hair is that it does take a long time for the moisture to get in, but once it finally gets in, your moisture stays in there longer because the gate is closed. So it's a little bit harder to get through the door, but once it's in the door, it holds on to moisture much longer. The pros of high porosity hair is that it's so easy for you to get moisture, but the con is just as quickly as it goes in, it can go out. So it's really harder for people who have high porosity hair to retain moisture. So because I have low porosity hair and knowing that it takes a long time for my hair to absorb liquid and moisture, I use this to help build my routine. So for example, before I even apply any product, I need to make sure that my hair is soaking wet because like I said in the beginning, it takes my hair forever to absorb moisture. So if I just have damp hair and then I apply product, my hair is going to be dry in no time. So what I do is I get a spray bottle and I make sure that my hair is dripping wet and then I apply my product. And then my hair lasts all week. And I've tested this out where I've added product to just damp hair and then my hair is dry the next day and then I have to start all over. So if you have low porosity hair, applying your product to soaking wet hair is super, super essential. Another tip for low porosity hair is because your hair takes forever to absorb product and absorb moisture, it's really important that you use your lighter products in the beginning of your routine because it does take a little bit time for you to absorb moisture. So using a lighter product and then easing your hair into the heavier products at the end is actually the best method for low porosity hair. And it's quite the opposite for high porosity. So because your hair loses moisture so quick, as soon as you get out the shower and you shampoo and condition, it's important that if you have a heavy product, they say to apply your heavy product early on to get as much moisture as possible right off the bat. And then you can use your lighter products towards the end. And then again, for low porosity, using the lighter products and then sealing with the heavier products to make sure it locks it in. It's also recommended that if you do have low porosity hair, that you wash your hair with warm water and that you use heat in a way to help your hair to absorb the product. So for example, some people might even say to make sure your leave-in is warmed up in your hands or to use warm water in your spray bottle, which is a good tip because then it makes your cuticles open up so that whatever product you add in, it actually does penetrate much better. Then for high porosity hair, rinsing your hair in cool water can actually help to lay that cuticle flat. You don't lose the moisture that you just got in the shower. Okay guys, so excuse this portion of the video. My hair looks a little different because I filmed this on a different day. But this section of the video, I want to talk to you guys about the best oils for high porosity versus low porosity hair. So let's start with low porosity hair. So like we talked about earlier in the video, low porosity hair, the hair cuticles are laid down and also low porosity hair, it takes a long time for the moisture to get in the hair, but once it's in the hair, it pretty much keeps it locked in for longer than high porosity hair. So the best oils for low porosity is you're gonna wanna use lightweight oils, okay? And the reason for that is lighter oils have a smaller molecular structure, so it makes it easier for those oils to penetrate into the hair shaft. And so these oils include jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is a nice lightweight oil, as well as argan oil and grapeseed and sweet almond. Jojoba oil, I think, and argan oil are going to be the more expensive ones, but you can find grapeseed and sweet almond oil at your grocery store. So if you want to kind of go for a cheaper, easier, accessible option, I would suggest those two. But obviously all of these oils you can find on Amazon regardless. These oils do hydrate, seal in moisture, and they add shine without weighing the hair down, unlike heavier oils like castor oil or coconut oil, which ironically for high porosity hair, those are what they recommend. And so high porosity hair needs heavy oils because of the raised cuticles. It helps keep and seal in the moisture for longer and prevent water loss. These thicker oils fill in the gap within the hair cuticle, and they also help to reduce frizz, lock in moisture, and prevent the hair from becoming dry and brittle. So again, they recommend coconut oil for high porosity hair because it's one of the very few oils that have been proven to penetrate the hair shaft deeply and reduce protein loss and strengthen the inner structure. They also recommend castor oil. Castor oil is a very thick oil. I believe it's the thickest oil that we have. It's heavyweight. It's rich in ricinoleic acid, and it acts as a powerful sealant to prevent moisture loss and reduce breakage. Olive oil is a heavy oil that penetrates through the hair and it smooths the cuticle, and it's excellent for hot oil treatments and for sealing after you apply your leave-in conditioner. Okay, so quick wrap up. If you have low porosity hair, such as myself, the best oils for you to use are jojoba oil, argan oil, grapeseed or almond oil. Or if you have high porosity hair, they recommend castor oil, coconut oil, or olive oil. And if you are struggling with dry hair that is lacking moisture, then I recommend you watch this video next, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.